But Squad Summary, where you at? Your motivation guy is back. Okay, so with the arrival of Chapter 3, Season 4, we've got new weapons, items, POIs, and most importantly, a new keyboard and mouse settings guide to help you guys on your journey to dominate the new season of competitive play. All right, let's not waste any more time. Get my favorite candy, it's that bunch of crunch. Yo, and let's get this going. All right, so with the majority of the SMGs being nerfed or just straight up removed, man, shotguns are now without a doubt the most viable weapon to use at the close range. All right, so this means that your shotgun tracking and flicks will need to be on point if you guys want to be successful in the new meta. Of course, this doesn't mean you should just neglect your SMG tracking, but using a sensitivity more geared towards a shotgun playstyle, it's just going to be your best bet. I'm telling you that right now. Now, you may be wondering, all right, so what is a shotgun-based sensitivity? The answer to this really depends on the person you're asking. But at the end of the day, it's really just what feels most comfortable to you. You know, your sensitivity should be low enough to where you can just consistently land your shots while still being able to just build and edit quickly. You know, for the past few seasons, we've been telling you guys to stay on the lower side at around 6 to 7%, but we're gonna bump that up and we're gonna take that to 8 to 10% is now your new best bet. All right, so depending on what sensitivity you've been using, this may seem a little fast at first, but after taking some time to free build, aim train, and overall just develop better control over your mouse, hey, you're gonna be set. It's kind of been an unspoken rule in the pro community that when pumps are in the game, you raise your sensitivity up to prepare for flicking and rapid pace fighting. Although this pump is still nowhere to be found, the new Prime Shotgun is here, and it's pretty hard. Even though it doesn't have the highest spawn rate, the times that you do fight with it, it just makes raising your sensitivity worth it. Now, since the AR meta hasn't changed much in comparison to the previous few seasons, your ADS sensitivity won't need to change too much. All right, so we recommend staying near the mid-range around 50%. Although some pros insist on using an ADS upwards of 100%, the precision needed to consistently track opponents at that speed is just unfathomable, okay? Using a sensitivity that you can easily control while still being able to flick somewhat quickly is just the way to do it. And since your ADS sensitivity is just a percentage of your X and Y, having this on the higher side would make tracking even more difficult. So definitely play around and just see what feels best for you, all right? But don't get too carried away. All right, so now that we got our sensitivities out of the way, we can finally get into what most of you guys are really here for. Your building keybinds, of course. Although there hasn't been really any changes implemented that would affect your building keybinds, we still want to make sure that everybody understands what optimal binds really look like and what we recommend for you. All right, so for starters, you're going to want a mouse that has at least 2 side buttons. These will be used to map 2 building pieces. Doing this will definitely free up, your other optimal keybinds for things like editing and just pulling out your shotgun. Although any 2 building pieces bound to your mouse will work, we recommend saving these for your wall and ramp. Since these 2 pieces are practically the core of all building in Fortnite, having them right next to each other on the same finger, it's just going to feel much smoother as ever and just may even allow you to build quicker. All right, guys, so it's best to rest your thumb with the tip on the front button and the knuckle on the bottom button. Simply bending your thumb will allow you to switch from the 2 binds with ease. All right, so now as for your other 2 building pieces, all right, you've got quite a bit of options here. When you're playing on a keyboard and mouse, your goal should be to keep your fingers on your movement binds as much as possible. Doing this will make your movement much cleaner, and it's going to allow you to build and edit freely in whichever direction. All right, so with that being said, keys E, Q, Z, and Shift are most optimal as they're right next to WASD and won't require you to reach far at all. Okay, so Shift is best for all since, you're going to be hitting this with your pinky finger and won't disrupt your movement at all. Binding your cone or floor here is just a great idea since, that just leaves only 1 bind you're going to need to be hitting with your movement fingers. With your remaining building piece, just go ahead and bind that to one of the optimal keys we mentioned earlier. All right, so with this setup, man, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have absolutely nothing stopping you from becoming the best mechanical player you can be. You're going to have free range of movement with your building binds, and it's going to be an easy reach. Your mouse side buttons are really what allows this to happen. If you don't already have one, we strongly encourage picking one up. Do you guys want to take your gameplay to the next level this season? Make sure to head on over to ProGuides.com, where we've got an army of pro coaches ready and waiting to teach you everything you need to know about Fortnite so you can improve fast. Okay, so if you took our advice on building keybinds, you'll now have at least 3 optimal keys that you can use to edit. E and F are most common amongst the pros, but we've seen plenty of talented players use Q and Shift. Since there's not one determining factor that would make one of these keys better than the other, as they're all in similar reach, it's just gonna come down to what key that you can really spam the quickest. From what we've seen, all right, so most players use their pointer finger as they find, that it feels stronger and it can be spammed more consistently. Now we're sure that most of you guys are already using scroll wheel reset, but we're gonna cover it briefly for those of you who are not. Bind both your secondary building edit and reset building edit, bind the scroll wheel down, all right? This is gonna allow you to reset your edits instantly by scrolling down on your scroll wheel. This is an absolute game changer and is really one of the biggest advantages of playing on a keyboard and mouse. With that out of the way, all right, we wanna talk to you guys about edit on release and whether you should have it enabled or not. Okay, so edit on release was introduced all the way back at the launch of Chapter chapter 2, so we've had a good amount of time to see the pros and cons here. Alright, so for starters, edit on a release will definitely increase your editing speed. The setting takes away a whole extra step and is completed much quicker. This means that double and triple edits will noticeably be faster and they're going to overall be more consistent. This additional edit speed comes at a cost though. Since you need to hold your crosshair on the last tile before confirming an edit, your crosshair placement is going to suffer. Like, you won't be able to position your crosshair optimally when doing things like making a peanut butter edit. So after taking this into consideration, I mean, it's really up to you to decide which option would be better for yourself. Like, if you're a player that tends to struggle with editing, turning this setting on may be worth the decreased crosshair placement potential. If you're already a pretty quick editor and you just want to focus more on how you can just really play your angles, keeping this setting off would likely be your best bet. You should definitely still give each option a fair shot and just make your final decision that way. You know, some people just click better with different settings, and you never know what's right for you if you don't give it a chance. All right, Bunch of Questions, it's time for the question of the day. Do you guys prefer a high or low sensitivity? Let us know what you think down in the comments below. All right, so although we've gone over the core key binds, there's still some other binds that you need to keep in mind. All right, so to crouch, we recommend using a key that you can easily hit with your pinky finger. The most popular keys are crouch lock and left control. So just see which one feels more comfortable for you, all right? For your inventory slot binds, go ahead and use number keys 2 through 6 if you have long enough fingers. 6 can definitely be a far reach, but this is gonna be used for your healing item anyway. If you guys have any other optimal binds available at this point, feel free to use them for your shotgun and AR slot. You wanna be able to instantly pull out your main weapons, and just having a good bind is gonna help with that. For mantling, all right, we recommend selecting the option where you only need to hold your space bar down. This is gonna help you guys avoid accidentally mantling while moving forward. Now, we're gonna be using the scroll wheel once again, all right? So setting scroll wheel up as your use bind is gonna allow you to just instantly pick up every item in your area, and it's gonna give you better chances of just winning the 50-50 when you land on the same chest as an opponent. All right, so finally, you got your inventory bind. This is completely your personal preference, as you're really never gonna really use it while fighting, but just make sure it's not a key you accidentally hit. You know, entering your inventory mode in a fight will almost certainly get you guys eliminated and should be avoided at all costs. You know, most players will use a key like bottom left control or a bottom row key. But you are someone that's gonna be it for today's video. Man, this is your motivation guy, man. I just wanna let you know I'm proud of you. I love you guys. I believe in you. I will always be your #1 fan if this is your first time listening to this channel and, you know, hearing me out. I just wanna say I believe in you. I don't know you, but I believe in you because you're on this channel. You're trying to get better. You're trying to improve your game. And you know what? I totally respect that. So keep going. Don't give up on your dream. You know, just keep getting better and better at the game and in life. You know, I believe we should be good at this game, but also in life, man. So stay going. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you know, hey, you want to connect with my Instagram, you can do so at Your Motivation Guy. We really hope you guys realize by now that your settings can make or break your potential in Fortnite. So try out the recommendations we showed you guys today, and I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be on your way to greatness. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.